Well, the forecast said it was going to be wet last night and today, and it was. It rained pretty hard overnight. The forecast also said it was going to be windy out and about. I checked the weather a little bit ago, and it was windy out and about. Not windy here, fortunately, but it wouldn't have been very comfortable flying today. Today's Sunday, August 16th. My granddaughter's over putting a starter in her car, trying to get it running again. My son's kind of supervising her a little bit. Meanwhile, he's kind of letting her do it on her own, and he's over helping my wife pull nails out of that salvaged lumber. But he helped me pull the first truss out of here. I got that first truss together last night, got it pulled out of here this morning, and set up for doing a second truss. But I'm out of glue, so I'm going to have to run to town and get some more glue. Well, after using that spray foamy style construction adhesive, I didn't think much of it when I started with it, but after using it on this truss where I get a chance to see what it looks like when it dries, I have to reevaluate my opinion of it. I put lots of it on there, and it did foam out of the joints and stuff, indicating that there's plenty of good coverage, and the stuff is pretty hard, so maybe it's better than I give it credit for at first. I'm out of it now, and I can't get any more of it until tomorrow, so we'll have to make do with going to town and getting some construction adhesive in town for doing these trusses. I'm not going to stop and wait. Anyhow, I got another truss laid out here, and I just got the boards laid out. I'll get the gussets laid out on it, and we'll see what we can do. I have to see how much glue I do have left in that can.
That?
Gotta go town?
Yeah, get boot town.
Can you do spray glue?
I can't get this stuff in town. Gotta get it at Huff's. So they're not open. I had enough of that foam glue left to do one plate, one gusset on here. I did it on this big gusset that goes where all the everything comes together. And again, that glue is squeezing out of there. It foams back up again. I mean, it collapses down on itself when I spray it on there, but it foams back up again after it squeezes out. So it may be better than I thought, but I'm out of that. I used the last of it on there. Can't get any more till tomorrow. I was gonna go ahead and go to town and get some more adhesive, more construction adhesive. But I got to looking around for something else, and I found some here that I got. Now, I don't know whether this one's any good or not. The big one, it doesn't seem like it's going to be any good. It's stiff. It's not any good. I thought maybe I could use it. It was upstairs in the house. I just tried another one of those tubes that I had, and it's harder than steel, so it wasn't going to work. And this one's not going to work either. So, I'm having my son go up there and get, I think I got 3 or 4 boxes of that stuff, and none of it's going to work. There's no point in keeping it in storage there. Now, I thought I had some more tubes of this that we bought over the years, so I was up there in the basement looking for it. I couldn't find it, but I was looking for something else here in the soccer shed, and I did find some small tubes of liquid nails here. We bought at one of the sales when they had them here a few years ago. So they've been banged up a little bit. Let's see if I can get them to work. And I'm going to try this. I got a brand new electronic caulking gun. It only works for these little caulk tubes, not for the big ones like I was using before. Let's see if I can't make it work, or see how it works. Anyway, I've had it for a while. Bought it on one of the sales, on Black Friday sales or whatever you call them. Oh, okay. I gotta puncture that. I forgot to puncture that seal in there on that one. Huh. Comes right out of there. I didn't know that. Well, that one ain't gonna work. Try this one. I think this one's gonna work. Now let's do that. Center one up there on the peak. Well, that's kind of neat. You got to hold the lock down on the trigger lock down to get that to move. But once you release the handle, it automatically retracts the plunger on there. All right. Going to need some more nails there, so I'll smear this around and get that stuff smeared around. Now, this is tighter than what that foam was in that foam gun. The foam went on there pretty soft, pretty thin, and this stuff goes on thicker. The caulk does, so it doesn't spread out as easily as what the foam did. Okay, that's working. Still probably gonna have to go to town and get some more caulk. I got 6 trusses together. It should be enough, right? My wall is going to be 12 foot long. I'm going to put a truss up every 2 feet. 12 divided by 2 is 6, right? Well, wrong. Got to have 1 to start with, so 6 plus 1 more. So I got the other one laid out on the table right now, but it's going to be different than these. Well, this is what I've got here so far. This is what I laid out last fall when I was laying everything out. I've got the trusses there. There's 2x6s that I milled up out of some logs that we got to blow down out the woods. Built them up with a chainsaw mill and a bandsaw and run them through the joiner and planer and got them down to nominal dimension. Those are the top rafters, and the bottom cord are 2x4s, and those 2x4s are some that we salvaged off some old shipping crates several years ago. In fact, my doors right here that I built on the hanger are made out of those same 2x6s. The door skins are also out of the crates that we salvaged back in those days, 3/8 inch plywood sheets. Anyway, this is the last of the 2x6s that we salvaged off those crates that time. Those were 20 feet long, but because those trusses are 24 foot long, they weren't quite long enough. So I cut them all down to 16 and then spliced in an 8 foot length of 2x4 on the end of them there. So I've got gussets right there for the splice, as recommended in the manual that I had, the truss manual that I had from the University of Iowa. And I got a 2x4 center post, king post, goes up. I've got the top rafter, top cord cut at an angle where they meet up there. It's a 5/12 pitch. Then I've got a plywood gusset glued and nailed on both sides of the truss. And that goes down to the bottom where it's also got a gusset down there where it's glued and nailed in. And then there are 2 diagonals run out 45 degrees. Those meet down there where the center post or the king post is and come up here at an angle and about halfway up. Anyway, they meet at whatever 45-degree angle meets at. And I got plywood gussets on those. And then where the bottom cord and the top cord meet, got a gusset glued and nailed on both sides of each one of those. So those are pretty stout. We're able to pick those up, my son and I, and get them out and stack them up here on the Bobcat. Oh, we'll get those put on here one of these days here in the not too distant future. We've got some weather forecast to be pretty nice for the next week, so hopefully we can get those walls put up and these trusses put on in that length of time. It's still cloudy today. There's a chance of rain. The next week after tomorrow, everything is supposed to be beautiful, actually up to 70 degrees and whatnot, so it'll be pretty nice.